Has risen overnight. I don't know if you can see, it's pretty bubbly. And so now we're going to work on mixing up the dough. So I've got a cup of warm water here. I just ran it under the sink until it was warm, not piping hot, like where you can run your hand under the sink and it's not going to burn you. The warm water kind of helps activate or keep it activated, or yes, because cold water always slows fermentation process, right? So the warm water kind of helps activate the fermentation process. So 1 cup of warm water, 1 cup of our starter. Let's see if I can put this in here without making the biggest mess in the world. Okay, so 1 cup of starter. And you're going to want to mix that up. This little spatula is fantastic for that. So that's our 1 cup. And then the rest of your starter, you just leave it like that. You cover it, and you throw it back in the fridge whenever you want to use it again next week for another bread, or in 2 weeks, depending on how quickly your family eats it. So we mix that. I actually alter the recipe just a little bit, and I put a tablespoon of honey and 2 tablespoons of olive oil. So basically, you just want to mix all of your liquid stuff first, and you're going to want to put your salt in at the liquid stage too to dissolve the salt, because otherwise you're going to get pockets of salt in your dough. Ask me how I know. I made sourdough biscuits, and every other bite was terrible. Okay, so 2 tablespoons of olive oil. This is not required. It's not in the original recipe, but this is just what I do. And then this is just honey that I buy at my local grocery store. By the jar. I would prefer to get real local honey. And we have a lot of people around here who sell it, but I just haven't done that yet. Okay, so honey, 1 tablespoon of honey, 2 tablespoons of olive oil. This is not required. This is just my altered version of the recipe. Because, you know, I got Cajun blood in me and I can't follow a recipe exact. Although I did last time, I think. Okay, and then here's our salt. This is Celtic sea salt, which is this. But if you don't have that, you can use any other kind of salt, Himalayan salt, or just regular iodized salt, or any sea salt. So we just mix that in there really well. So then the other thing is 3 cups of bread flour, which I am scooping, if I can get my camera. This is a cup, measuring cup, and I'm just scooping out of my bin that I store my flour in. So 3. And this is my little flour bin that I store it in. I even have a label on it. Bread flour. All right. So we've got starter, warm water, sea salt, and then my additions of 2 tablespoons of olive oil and 1 tablespoon of honey. And now I can't remember if I did 2 tablespoons or 1 of olive oil, but it is what it is. It has olive oil in it. I just kind of like the way it makes the bread. Kind of gives it that golden brown when you bake it. So now you just stir until it gets to the right consistency. But your dough will be, they call this shaggy dough, where you can see it almost looks like little bits and shards. And since I'm mixing this by hand, I may just add one little splash of water to it because I don't like the way that it's kind of crumbling at the bottom. So just to make sure I get all that flour in, just kind of added it underneath the dough right there. And that's a lot better. It really wasn't that much water. So don't dump a whole lot in there if you do that. But yet again, this is so flexible. At the end of the day, you're still going to have bread. And your first one might suck, like as far as the way it looks, but it's probably going to taste good. So, okay, so that's it. See, we've got some dough right there. And then now we just cover it. I use these little shower cap bowl covers. So you cover it. The recipe says, let me get my readers because, you know, I'm at that age. Cover the dough in the grease bowl, which I never grease my bowl, so probably don't have to because of the fact that I use the olive oil in the dough. Never really thought about that. See, yet again, I can't follow directions. A rising bucket and cover with a clean kitchen towel. This is just my go-to. You could use a clean kitchen towel. Let it sit for 5 hours at room temperature or until it doubles. So these 5 hours really don't have to be exact. I kind of look at the clock and go, okay, I count 5 hours from when I did it. And it's like, okay, that'll be about, let's see, 1 o'clock today. So sometime after lunchtime, I'm going to come check it and see if it's bigger than it was, if it's doubled in size. There's been, I think the last time that I made this, I didn't come back until like 6 o'clock that afternoon, that evening. And then I did the second step, which is another 2 hours. And then I just baked it that night. Actually, no, I think okay. Yeah, I did. I didn't bake it that night. Oh, I threw it in the fridge overnight and then I baked it the next day. So it's very flexible. I mean, it doesn't have to be, it isn't an exact science. So anyway, that's it. I'm going to let it sit and then I will do another video for whenever I come to check it and hopefully the last step before baking.